Hello everyone, my name is Josiah. Thank you so much for coming to my channel today. Let me fix the mic real quick. So about a week and a half ago at this point, I did just turn 29 years old. And I was just kind of sitting and thinking about how films have changed for me as I've gotten older. I know that to some people, or maybe a lot of people, 29 is still relatively young. However, I do notice those little changes in my life that are a sign of getting older. Maybe some things that I get excited about that I wouldn't have gotten excited about when I was a teenager. But I also noticed that this sort of has affected the way that I watch movies. I've kind of been in this season in my life where I just like to try new things just for the sake of trying something new. And I think that that's one of the aspects of how films have changed for me. Maybe there's movies that I decide to watch or check out at least that I wouldn't normally have, given a second glance at when I was younger. Also, I think about some of the narrative and thematical elements of films that also start appealing to me a lot more. Um, One of the gifts that I got for my birthday was Top Gun Maverick on 4K. I have a PlayStation 5 now, finally, so I can start getting 4Ks. But anyway, it's just there was a lot in that movie that I thought was amazing. I mean, the action, the cinematography, and all of that. But I think the biggest thing that I really liked about the film was the character of Maverick. Obviously, it's like 30 years or more since the first film, and we kind of see him in this place where he's still doing what he loves, still loves being, a pilot. However, he's faced with the reality that with the progression of technology as well as his age, he's not going to be able to do that much longer. Um, there was that line by Ed Harris at the beginning of the film that Maverick is a part of a dying breed and that we don't really need pilots anymore. And then, to his surprise, when he gets called back to Top Gun, he finds out that he's really only there to be a teacher as opposed to being a participant in the actual mission. Um, and I feel like that's kind of like resonated with me a lot more about, you know, the kind of race against time that we're all running. Sooner or later, we're not going to be able to keep up with those things that we love to do, depending on what that is, of course. And that's just something that everybody goes through. I think a couple of other examples of this sort of storyline that I've noticed a little bit more, maybe only because I'm getting older, is like Bad Boys for Life. In that film, Martin Lawrence and Will Smith, they are still, the police officers, they're still their same characters from Bad Boys and Bad Boys 2. However, especially Martin Lawrence, he's kind of talking to Will Smith like, hey, we're not as young as we used to be, and you got more years behind you than you do ahead of you. You really need to start taking inventory of your life and figuring out what really matters. You're trying to just hold on to being this super cop that you used to be back in the day, and you don't even really need to be. Another example, this isn't a movie, but the video game Uncharted 4. We see Nathan Drake in a place where he's kind of let go of the need for adventure and chasing, fame and fortune. And he's just really satisfied with a normal life with his wife Elena, as well as just working a regular job. And there's that struggle that he has when his brother that he thought was dead comes back and they go on an adventure after this treasure because his brother seemingly needs to pay off a debt to someone in order for his life to be spared. And we see this friction because his brother's still trying to hold on to those dreams and desires of looking for treasure and getting fame for it that they had when they were kids. And Nathan is just like, hey, I'm just really focused on saving you because you're my brother and I love you. Like, I don't even really care about all that stuff. And that kind of really bugs his brother Sam a bit. He's not getting that kind of reaction that he wants to out of Nate. And like I said, I really did appreciate that whole storyline more than maybe some of the previous games. And it's just the older that I get, like I've mentioned in a past video, I'm getting married in a few months, and then maybe hopefully soon after that start raising a family or starting a family of my own. And then seeing these like elements of family in films, not like Fast and Furious, but in other types of films.
I don't have friends. I got family.
And those start to stick out to me about, being a provider, just looking out for your family, and really just taking inventory of what really matters in life. So yeah, thank you guys so much for just clicking on this video and just listening to some thoughts I have to say. What are some of the ways that maybe watching movies or TV shows have changed in your life? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time.